Oh, that's normal. Good morning. Happy day 4 of beef, butter, bacon, eggs. I feel really good today. So I figured I would film and kind of talk about how I'm feeling, and do like a what I eat in a day or a kind of vlog or something like that. So that's the plan. So if you want to kind of get some feedback as far as how beef, butter, bacon, eggs is going and what I'm eating today, so give you guys an example of what a typical day might look like on BBBE. Stay tuned. So welcome. It is day 4 of beef, butter, bacon, eggs. I just pulled up to work and I figured today might be a good day to kind of touch base with you guys as far as how I am feeling, how it's going, and then kind of what the plans are, as well as give you guys an example of what I am eating today. So here in this little smeary spot on my window, I'm going to throw up my breakfast. So for breakfast this morning, I wasn't crazy hungry, but at the same time, like I felt hungry when I don't normally in the morning. So I was like, you know what? Fine. I'll just go ahead and eat bacon and eggs. So I warmed up one of the packs of the fully cooked Oscar Mayer bacon. When I do that, I just lay it on a paper towel on a plate and microwave it for a minute. If I want it more like jiggly, I might do it for 45 seconds. But if I do it for a minute, it's nice and crunchy. About half of one of those slices went to Mosey because she's cute and it's Pitbull Awareness Month and I have to keep her chunky. Anyway, I also had 2 hard-boiled eggs that I cut in half and I sprinkled a little bit of lemon pepper on those. I got through 3 of the halves before I hit a massive wall and was like, I don't ever want to see eggs again. That's very temporary. I will eat eggs later today, but at that moment it was like, no. Stop it, make it go away. I cannot have another one. So Mosey got that too. But yeah, that's what's happened so far. My car is making a noise because it's turned off and I guess it's like shutting down like a transformer. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I've had so far today, and a lot of electrolyte water too. So far this morning, I feel really good. I definitely have that feeling when like you wake up after a few days of being really disciplined and you just feel lighter and flatter, if that makes sense, because of that inflammation going down. So like my joints feel better, my rings feel really loose and they keep spinning on my finger. And I had to get Richard to make me new holes on my belt yesterday so I could tighten it another notch. So it's almost like beef, butter, bacon, eggs works. Who'd have thunk it? Yeah. So that's how I'm feeling so far. I've got a couple of things I want to touch base with you guys on today, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I'm going to head on into work. I feel a little parched, maybe from all of the run in my mouth. So I'm going to go and get some water and start my day. And I will meet y'all back here for the next meal of the day. Okay, let's start over. Hello. It is now officially much later in the day. Things are hectic, so let's chat, shall we? Okay, I am home. You're getting a real close-up view. It is 6:30, and we are getting ready to eat some dinner. I say that. My family is getting ready to eat some dinner. I think I might be done for the day. I'm not sure. But earlier today, what I did not film, just because of hecticness of the day, I did heat up another pack of the Oscar Mayer fully cooked bacon, and I shared it with Richard because he kind of came up on me right at the same time that I took it out of the microwave at work and was like leering, looking at it, so I split it with him. So I only had half a pack, but still, it was tasty. Now that we are home, we are heating up a pulled pork Boston butt that he smoked on Sunday and pulled. So I did have a couple of pieces of pulled pork. The last time that I did BBBE, I did include some pulled pork in that, and I just went for the fattier, darker pieces of it. And so I'm not going to beat myself up over having a few pieces of fatty pork. Oh, they're not cured like bacon. Oh well. So I had a few pieces that were cold, and something about cold pulled pork, especially if it's like really smoky pulled pork, is like, so yeah, I probably had like 2 or 3 ounces just while he's been heating it up. And he's going to be making some pork tacos with a broccoli slaw on top, on low carb tortillas, because he can do those kinds of things. But for me, I just had a few pieces of the cold pulled pork when we got home. So the reason it's my Friday is because I am taking a long weekend to go visit my parental units up in the mountains of Virginia. I typically try to visit my parents normally every 6 to 8 weeks, and it's been a little over 8 weeks, just with life being hectic and things. So here's what we have going on. I had planned on trying to make a trip up there to see them in October. For those of you who don't know, my parents are seniors. They are both in their later 70s, and my mom is in the later stages of dementia. So I try to get up there to visit as often as I can, because I don't know how long I have. That's how it is when your parents get older. So making that trip, Chainsaw is going with me, but particularly kind of rushed, because a week from Monday, I start a new job. So there's that. To be clear, it's not a new job. It's actually, I'm going back to my old job. Kind of going back to my old job. Anyway, some of y'all know I'm a produce manager for Piggly Wiggly grocery store, which is a local chain here in the Charleston area. And there's a mosquito. I originally started as a produce manager in one of our bigger stores, and eventually transferred to the one that I'm at now, which is a nice, like, rural country store. The beauty of a nice rural country store is that the people are amazing. The clientele out there, because it is such a small, tight-knit community, it's like everybody knows everybody. So everyone that comes in the store is amazingly wonderful and kind and courteous and awesome. And I love being around every single one of them. The store that I'm going to, no, not so much. So I am transferring back to the bigger store that I started out at in the beginning. It has, since I left the store itself, because a couple of other grocery stores nearby have closed, they have more than doubled in business. But my understanding is the guy that's running the produce department is kind of drowning and does not want to do it. So they've asked me to come and take back over that department. Since I was successful over there previously, they need my help, and they sign my paychecks. So I'm going where they need me, which, you know, it feels good to feel needed and to be looked at as someone who can come and help that store succeed. So I do feel good about that. It is much closer to home, so I have a much shorter drive. It's like 6 miles to work instead of 24 each way. So that's kind of nice. But it is going to be a lot busier, a lot bigger department, a lot more staff to supervise, and way worse clientele. Like, they're the rudest, meanest, most awful people. There are like 5 of them that are really nice, but then the rest are just like, they're those people that treat retail workers like trash. And so I've got to just keep my head down and work. My job is to provide fresh produce. It's not to make friends. So there's that. Anyway, I start over there on October 30th. So I am crash course baptism by fire training my new guy to replace me. So I will be working 7 days next week in an effort to try and get him ready. And once I move to the new store, I probably will be working 7 days a week there too, until I get things situated. So being fully aware, and don't worry, I will make time and a half. So that part is good. But I know that it's going to be hard to get away for a little while. So really long drawn out story. That's why I've kind of moved up my trip to go ahead and try and get to see my parents while I can. Probably go up there again around Christmas. But because this is kind of impromptu, I started to panic today thinking about how I'm going to do BBBE while I'm there, because my parents have a terrible diet. Despite my mom's dementia, they follow exactly what the doctors tell them to do, which is really, for my mom, they have told my dad to give her anything with calories. It doesn't matter what it is. If it is circus peanuts, that's fine, as long as it's calories. If she will only eat candy, that's fine, which is absolute bullshit. But I am not in charge, so I can't make those choices. But when I go there, there's always so much junk food in the house. There are a lot of processed foods, just because that's what's easier for my dad to do. So usually when we're there, Chainsaw and I make dinner each night to try and make some like nice homemade dinners. So we will at minimum be doing that. But I talked to Richard today to try and get kind of an idea of what to do. So I think what I'm going to do, in an effort to try and be as successful as possible in a place where I'm never as successful as I would like to be. I have a whole bunch of the fully cooked Oscar Mayer bacon. Still, I am taking several boxes of that with me, so I will have emergency bacon. Luckily, my parents do only use real butter now, so there's plenty of butter available. But I think what I'm going to do is, when I get to town, it's going to be like late afternoon, so I think I'm going to go to the grocery store before I even get to my parents' house, and I'm going to get some frozen burger patties and a dozen eggs. And I figure between those and my emergency bacon, I will be able to make it all cohesive and stay BBBE. That's the plan. Traveling there and back is usually pretty easy for me. We may stop like once for a snack or for food on the way there and on the way home. So I'll just get some burger patties somewhere. That should be easy enough. But yeah, traveling is always kind of... The travel itself is not hard. Gas stations have a lot of options, whether it's keto or carnivore. It's a little tougher for doing BBBE, but they usually have hard-boiled eggs. They may have some beef jerky, like zero sugar beef jerky or beef sticks or something. So I'll figure that part out. It is going to be, number one, being surrounded by terrible food at my parents' house. Number two, it is emotionally taxing visiting, because no one wants to see their parents' mortality that closely. So it's always a tough visit. I really am always grateful when Chainsaw will go with me, because she's a welcomed distraction, and she really does help me cheer up a lot. It makes it less of a downer. So, yeah, but that's what I'm going to be doing for the next few days. My service there is absolutely wretched, so I will not be able to heart or reply to comments, and I probably won't be posting too much to Instagram, just because it's real lousy. They're in, like, the most rural area of Western Virginia, in the mountains of Virginia. So, yeah. That's the plan. I'm going to get this uploaded Thursday morning, which mid-morning Thursday is when I'm leaving. I plan on recording. I've told Chainsaw that she and I are recording while we go on the trip, so be ready for that when I get back. But I really want to make sure that I'm documenting everything that I have on the trip, so that I can really come back and come clean with you guys on exactly what I can be not come clean like I'm doing anything wrong, because I don't intend to. I want to be really transparent with exactly how it goes while I'm there. So I'm going to film or take pictures of everything that I eat and include all of that, because this challenge lasts until November 22nd and we ain't there yet. So we are beef, butter, bacon, eggs-ing on a trip to see my parents. So we're going to do that. I'm going to see if my parents might cooperate and be on film, but they probably won't. So I'll give it a go. But in the meantime, I'll show a little picture maybe of here of me and my mama, maybe a couple of them. the older I get, the more I love it when people tell me I look like her. So I'm excited to go see her. All right, I will see you guys, probably a new video on Monday, you know, once I get back into town and get everything uploaded and ready for y'all. So I will see you then. In the meantime, make good choices, okay? Clearly, just saying, another mosquito. Beef, butter, bacon, eggs. There might be something to it. I'm just saying, like, I am already, it's like the cheat code for feeling better and reducing inflammation and kind of dropping some weight pretty quickly. So I'm on day 4. I'm already down significantly, like 1.5 inches on my waist already, just from all the bloating and inflammation going away. Bananas. Anyway, okay, we're doing that, doing it for the weekend. I will let you guys know on the other side. I've rambled absolutely enough. I'm gonna go and enjoy my fake Friday, but my my Prosecco for the day as my round out before I make this trip. And I will see you guys on the flip side. All right, love you, mean it. Bye.